Very good morning, everybody, for Sunday, the 28th of November. Well, Storm Arwen, which has caused a lot of problems, has sort of disappeared now. The last of the strong winds really were overnight, and that's just let us into a still fairly fresh northwesterly flow, and the temperatures have dropped significantly. Certainly, it's been below freezing across a large part of the country overnight. And over the next couple of days, the Atlantic does wake up a little bit, but okay, tomorrow starts getting breezy from the west on Tuesday. But this ridge of high pressure, hopefully settling things down again for next weekend. But yeah, as you can see, it is going to remain fairly unsettled. Those winds will have a northwesterly feel to them. I had the right one up. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Those winds will have a northwesterly feel, some probably about 330 degrees on the ground at Lasham, or at flying heights up to 20 knots at flying heights. On the ground, probably more like 10, occasionally a little bit more on the ground. Satellite picture over the UK shows it's going to be nice and clear everywhere that we're getting the air from. Shows it should be nice and dry. No random fog, I do not think, today, unlike Tuesday. If you were there, you would get my reference. And the public forecast is sort of showing that northwesterly wind, not really going much above sort of 11 knots or so, but look at the feel like temperature. Yeah, it is going to be cold. If you're not adequately dressed, you're not going to enjoy today. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's going to feel like -5. There isn't really much of a frost outside given the wind, but that temperature really won't increase particularly much. I mean, a balmy 2 degrees being the top temperature that we're going to see today. And that's roughly in line with what GFS says, maybe 3 degrees if we get very lucky. Dew points down to around sort of -4 in our area. Farnborough are currently reporting 9 knots from the west-northwest. They're at -1. I'll just check there's no further updates to the meters, because they do sometimes come through a little bit late. Here we go. Yeah, 310 at 8 is the latest, and still a temperature of -1, but sky clear, so no real significant weather to be contending with. And short taff today, showing that northwesterly wind, and the chance maybe of some soaring. Very weak, 2,500 feet. But we have had a number of sort of very short soaring days. I mean, half an hour perhaps. But yeah, looking at NOTAMs, nothing particular. Usual Farnborough, Solent and Boscombe NOTAMs. Winching at Middle Wallop. Also, I have asked if Booker could give us some clarity if it's them or not. There is gliding at Brimpton. Now that is actually right through to the end of February. But yeah, we think that might be Booker. But yes, I mean, it's always good to see gliding sort of touring the country. It does mean that the gliding has a foothold in large parts. But yes, I think Booker might be at Brimpton, and we'll keep an eye out to see if there's any activity going on there. But at least if they're there for the start of next season, we might have an easy air to retrieve option from there. Okay, on to the bookings for today. Fairly full day. If I'm honest, I don't have that much two-seater capacity today. We are fairly full on the two-seater side. We're going to have a full day of trial lessons, a full day of university students, and the full member list. I'd limited the amount of gliders available just because of the potential of strong crosswinds, which we do still have, or the potential of using a runway 3-4. Now, looking at my diagrams of the day, I'm hoping the wind has abated enough now to use 2-7. I didn't think that 24 hours ago, but there is a chance we're going to be able to use 2-7 today, and if we can, we will. Obviously, we're going to get a lot of crosswind and wind gradient on this run, especially if we've got the wind coming from the northwest, trees, turbulence, etc. We've also got the children's motorcycle group, which come every Sunday, who are unusually down on 0.5 today. That's because I needed this area potentially for gliding. So they'll be down there. helicopters will come out and go off to the west if need be. The winch in this operation, if we are on 27, will almost certainly be on the north side to avoid the cable drifting too close to 2XL. So that'll be cables on the north side, gliders on the runway, air towing off the south of the runway. If we're unlucky and we have to go to 3-4 for the third time in the last week, bearing in mind we only use the runway perhaps 4 times a year, we will have to bring everything around and we'll be launching from down here. Now, the thing is, we would have to launch off the grass down here because the tarmac is rubbish. Bear that in mind, because the grass is probably waterlogged again. I think there was a few sleety, snowy bits at Lasham yesterday. So yes, we've also got a shorter takeoff run on the cross runway here, and we'd have to close the perimeter track. And we're not too far away from the motorcyclists. But yeah, we'd have damp ground and still wind gradients. So my hope is we're going to get away with 2.7. We're going to need a fair amount of correction to the right, and it will be a day for red card conditions for sure. No jet movements today. Yeah, fairly quiet on that front. Should be a nice day. We should get flying right up until sunset, which is just about 4 o'clock today. So last landing, probably not long after 4:15. As I say, please wrap up warm. We will probably send people away for lunch during the day to make sure you do warm up. I'll be running the launch point from inside the caravan because it is simply too cold to run it outside. But yes, come unprepared at your peril, pretty much. So we'll see you on the airfield. I will have a look to see what operation is going to work best. But fingers crossed, we'll get away with 2.7. All right, that's it from me. Bye for now.